Mōre ore te whānau, no mai hoki bai. Welcome back to the Practice Run, your frontline pass of the heart of sports action, brought to you by 99 Dreams, inspiring others to chase their dreams. With your hosts, Rawiri, Tukoerangi, and Sam Tarangi, who's still currently sick. But instead, the show must go on. So we're diving deep into the thrilling world of the NRL Rugby League today, and who knows where the game will take us tomorrow. From the try line to the sideline, we've got you covered.
Strap in as we tackle the big plays, the game-changing moments, and the stories that define legends. Whether you're a seasoned vet or this is your first hit-up, the Practice Run is for everyone. Every run, every tackle, every win, experience the rush with us.
Now, Sam, this one's for you. With exclusive insights, couch analysis, and a touch of humour, the Practice Run is here to keep you informed, entertained, and part of our practice squad, because here every practice run takes you one step closer to glory.
The Practice Squad, where every listener is MVP, powering our play every episode, every day. We'd also like to give thanks to 99 Dreams for powering our passion. Now let's kick things off with today's lineup.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and today's episode is episode 57, I do believe, off the top of the dome. I think that's where we're at. And you know what happens on a Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. It is preview week. So we check out round 26, I believe we're up to. Mm-hmm. So we're going to dive deep into the thrilling games that are this weekend. Look what I did there. But it doesn't stop there. It's we will also be giving our terrible takes at the TAB, because Lord, my Hail Marys. Yeah, man, I look like Jacoby Brissett out there, man. I'm like a backup's backup, and not even the backup wants me, man. So we'll be getting into the TAB after our preview, but before then, I thought, you know what, we'll play a couple of games, and then I want to sort of go through some hypotheticals with you, bro, because the other day the rumour mill's churning, especially with Fire Sarah Hirini at the Warriors HQ on Saturday night to witness Shaun Johnson's final game at home. And you know what the fans are saying, well, if she's there, she's kitted out in the OG 2000 and I think it was 2000's Warriors kit, actually, she had on there. And she said, look, if it happens, it happens. So we'll dive deep into, what that could mean for the NRLW, especially the Warriors team. I'm super excited about getting into that. But first, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. So we have this game. It is just called Paper, Scissors, Rock. And it's exactly how you play it at school, in the playground, in the park, and lot, whatever you play paper, scissors, rock on. It is what it is, all right? Paper beats rock, rock beats scissors, and scissors beats paper. Are you ready?
We're ready.
All right. Remember, Fano, we don't keep score here, but if you are at home, let us know who's actually winning the tally. I have no idea, but I'm ready. 3, 2, 1, shoot. And up.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Okay, I see you.
All right. Hey, that just means telepathy is on point this week. Telepathy is on point. All right.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, shoot. And up.
Oh!
He got me. All right. All righty. Nice one, G. Nice one. All right, so I thought for our first little Camu, let's just get back into having some fun, trying to come up with some creative ideas around games as we get closer to the off season. We need to come up with some off season content. So I thought, you know what, let's trial this. If it doesn't really work, if it doesn't make sense, then Kate's fine. But we're doing this top of the dome from memory. We're going to try and one up each other with like a random throwback player. And like by random, I mean like a pretty good random. Like I don't want a Willie Mason that's just a throwback player. I don't want no Darren Lockyers. I don't want to hear no... Who else do we have? I don't want to hear no Tamana Tahu. Even though that's kind of like a random throwback. But no Google, just all top of the dome. You start.
Well, I'm just throwing out like just random players that I know, and you're just seeing if you
You
can
just
up
throw
it.
one out, and I got to try and up it. And we both
Fucking
try.
hell.
We'll both guess whether or not it's
Man.
up, and then I have a turn, and then you try up it.
Oh, I don't know the most randomest name that just came to me. Henry Farfeli.
Henry Farfeli. Okay. I see your Henry Farfeli.
I'm going to struggle to come up with names is going to be my issue.
Yeah, me too. This was a lot easier in my head. Now that it's out there, it's kind of like, oh, okay, I take that back. Does like a Luke Burt count?
See, I don't even know who that is.
He used to be a winger for Parramatta. Like, he used to be the GOAT for kicking, like, for Para anyway. He was there during the high march days and stuff like that. He was like that sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Kind of ring
I
a
only
bell?
said Henry Farfeli because of his hair. The braids.
Yes. Okay. My
Oh,
turn.
I got to. Oh, yeah.
My
I had
turn.
another one to go off the Henry Farfeli one, but never mind.
Trying to bring in some way to it. I'm trying to bring in some way to it.
Send it.
Shucks, what's his name? Oh,
that one.
Bro, this is so much harder without Google.
It is.
Yes.
It's so hard.
Throwback random player, Russell Packer.
Oh, yeah. Russell Packer. Okay, I see where you went with that one. All right. Oh, no, he's not like a random player, though.
That's what I'm trying to think. I'm like, they were
I'm trying to think
but they're
of...
still kind of good.
Yeah,
They're like,
I'm trying... I can't really think of a... Oh, nah. They don't... Do they have to be old players? Can they be current?
well, we did say random throwback. The next round, like the
damn it.
one directly after this, you can make it like a current random.
Okay. I did have a name, but not one that like matches you, or even like in their like ballpark. Russell Packer, Elijah Taylor.
Oh yeah. Same team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. I would have taken a Ben Henry.
Yeah.
That was clean. I like that. All right, you're up. We'll say this one more round after this one. We'll do one more round after this one.
Okay, I'm sending vibes here.
It's so much easier.
Matt King. Yeah.
Matt King. He had the Afro A. Prop played Manly and Storm, did he?
He played Storm. Yeah, the Afro winger.
Yeah. Was he wing as well? I thought he played prop.
I'm pretty sure he's a winger. I just remember him scoring tries
Probably.
on the wing. He's currently the
Maybe
assistant coach at the Roosters.
Yeah. I feel like, he's probably still like too popular. Give me, shucks. Who's like, this is pretty hard, eh? Let me just look at Matt King. I need to see his face so I can try and visualize my pick, because I need to. Yes. Played for New South. I played for the Bunnies.
Oh, fuck. I think I had one, but he's... What's his name?
Wing. Okay, for the Bunnies. Yeah. Give me shucks, he's probably still too big. Okay, never mind. I'll retract. I'll take that back. Give me.
Oh.
Can I take a Nathan Merritt?
Ooh, yeah.
Or is that is he a bit too big?
No. Yeah, Nathan Merritt. Yeah. I was thinking, who was the winger for Manly? He had like they called him, was he the Wolfman?
Oh yeah.
Was
David
it?
something, wasn't it?
Yeah, David something. Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty good too. Oh, that's another one I could have went with was old Matt Cooper
Oh yeah.
from Dragons. All right, so my last one for this random round. This is just a random game. I thought it could be cool. Give me Shane Shackleton.
Shane who? Fuck is Shane Shackleton? I
I'm
don't
pretty
even
sure his
believe
last
you.
name Shackleton. G. He was on the
Shane
Footy Show. He played for Parramatta. G.
Shackle.
He did the Fui Fui Mui Mui skit.
Oh yeah.
He's like Parramatta's Bo Ryan. Not same
Shane
position, just
Shackleton in the flesh. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
That's why I always say the Parramatta Seal, because it's how he used to say it. He's like, oh, I'm playing for the Parramatta Seal. Fui Fui Mui Mui.
Fuck, that might be a win, eh? That might just be an outright winner.
Can't go more random than that.
Think you got me stumped here, mate.
I hope you guys were playing along at home, by the way, because this is just another fun game. If you were, please comment down below or on any of our socials who your 3 random throwback players were, and let us know if you beat us. Do you have your winner yet?
The name that comes to mind, it's only because I see him, so I'm kind of going off anyone who looks like him. Was Dylan Napa was the name that came to.
Oh,
He looks like similar-ish.
Similar, yeah, just a ginger player. You could have
Yeah,
said freaking
yeah.
what's that ginger that used to play for Peter Wallace? He's a random name. Who was that centre that used to play for the Broncos? He was English. He was a ginger too, wasn't he?
How long ago was this?
2010s, mid-10s. Let me just Google like a 2013 Broncos. Frick, what was his name? He played, yeah, he was a centre. I think he was a centre. Not quite sure, but he was a ginger man. He was a bit. Was he a ginger or a centre, or was he a 5'8"? All I know is he was a ginger man.
I can't even
Jack Reed.
Can't even picture a ginger in your guys' team.
Jack Reed, that's his name. Yeah, bit ginger. Jack Reed. See, that's another throwback random player. Jack Reed. What did he play? Yeah, centre. See, we like those English centres, eh? Him, Herbie.
True that. Wonder if they get them young.
Yeah. But hey, it is what it is. So that, ladies and gentlemen, was Random Rugby League. It may make a comeback when Sam's back. Might not be next week. Might not be next month. But it might make a comeback. But look, let's talk about some big news this week coming out of essentially nowhere, but also everywhere. I don't know if you remember, but Portia Woodman-Wickliffe was on that TV, the American football show. I think it was Good Morning Football or something like that. Where she was interviewed because of her angry runs. If you haven't seen it, go look it up on TikTok. Just type in Portia Woodman-Wickliffe, and man, you will get some highlights later. And I'm pretty sure all those highlights came from just the Olympics, which was like 3 days of football. So if you want to go see a phenomenal athlete, like you've heard about Jonah Lomu, well, man, she is the equivalent, maybe even more so in the female world. I think she's got that same aura as a Jonah Lomu in the women's rugby space, both 15s and 7s. Her aura is unmatched. So, in that, she said she's retiring from 7s and rugby union in Aotearoa. She's thinking either going to America and playing in the US comp. She is thinking of going to Japan and playing in the women's Japanese comp. And her third option is staying in Aotearoa and playing in the NRLW for the New Zealand Warriors, who have a team next season. That would be a huge signing. But Sarah Hirini has also come out and said in the weekend after being at the Warriors game, her husband's nagging at her to sign the contract, and that would be huge. And then thirdly, there's another person who's also been on a podcast recently talking about how she could potentially, she hasn't said yes or no to it. She just said it's an option. Because, what more can you do? You are, well, for some of these wahine, you are rugby 15s world champions. You are 2-time Olympic gold medal champions. You are also 7s champions. What more is there left in this game to do for you? So I want to ask this question to you two, is if these 3 players sign for the Warriors and potential for, the likes of Stacey to come back, Tyler, Mele Hufanga, she might come over because she's originally from Tamaki. You got a whole bunch of other superstars that will probably want a contract with the Warriors once they have the team back up and running again, because it means they all get to come home. But just having these 3 superstars switch from 7s to league, what impact do you think that will have on the game?
It would have a massive impact on the game. It would bring new eyes to the women's sport of rugby league, especially in Aotearoa. They got a wild fan base. 7s is going to sorely miss them. It's be interesting to see what the 7s team looks like with a lot of that team retiring or moving on. They might go through a rebuilding phase. But if you're the Waz and you're bringing in that women's team, you'd be silly not to go after these 3 and get them. Because, you can just imagine, you can already see the poster, right?
Yeah.
With those 3 on it. And they've already probably inspired so many young wahine to take up the sport of rugby and how you can become a professional in that. Male or female now in this country. Now they'll just open up pathways for it to be done in league. And, maybe not all of them, those young ones coming through, will end up at the Waz, but will also help them get to Aussie as well and play for those other teams. So this could be a monumental signing for it to happen. And lucky I hope it does.
Oh, me too, man.
Because
I'd love to see this.
I think, and I'm pretty sure you probably think the same way too. Those 3 would kill it in NRL. Portia's just a different breed, man. She's a genetic freak. You know what I mean? So dominant. You put her in any setting, she's been dominant. 7s, probably the greatest 7s player of all time, or arguably.
Yep.
15, she does the same thing. She just smokes everyone. And you're right with the Jonah comparison. She can beat you with speed. She can beat you with power. Most people only have one. She's been gifted with both. She's got it. She can bring you on the outside. She can run over you. She can make you look stupid. Bring that to the game of league, and she'll probably have another montage well on the way of just smoking people. And as well as it's be good for the Waz, I also kind of would like to see what it'll look like for the Kiwis team. Surely they make the team, bruh.
Of course. Of course.
So yeah, give those Aussies a good run for their money, because they're so good at league. They are on another tier. Helps when you've got the WNRL over there. But yeah, man, I see this as a monumental signing. If it does get done, I'm so hoping and praying that it does get done. What it will do for the sport of league and women's league in general in Aotearoa. I think it's something we won't feel the ramifications of until 10 years down the line when the next generation comes through and they follow in their footsteps. And that's where I think we'll reap the benefits. You know, these three will probably, well, they've already laid the platform in rugby and in sevens, you know, for others to follow. I wouldn't be surprised if they do the same thing in league. Yeah.
100%. They're definitely going to lay that platform. And I just wanted to emphasize a little bit more because, you know, people might, who aren't familiar with these names, but people might think that we're throwing around, you know, the comparison to Jonah Lomu, who's considered like the Michael Jordan of rugby, right? He's just this phenomenal player that at his peak was devastating. Whatever he did with the ball in hand was magic. Now, we've seen people come and go that have been touted as the next Jonah Lomu. We've seen Julian Savia get touted as the next Jonah Lomu, only to have the shortest peak and then, you know, head over to other ventures. Well, I just want to read out some stats from Portia's illustrious career when my window unfreezes itself. But for her international rugby career, this is 15s. She had 24 appearances for New Zealand between 2013 and 2024. And in those 24 appearances, she was able to score 170 points. And I know she doesn't kick. So you do the math. It's, what is it, 5 points?
Mm-hmm.
Someone do the math. You do the math. I'll carry on with the stats. At sevens, she's been playing sevens since 2013 through to 2024. In her illustrious sevens career, she's had 241 appearances, 256 tries. She scored more tries than she's played games. That's 1,280 points total for Portia. Representing New Zealand in 15s, she won gold medal at the Women's Rugby World Cup in 2017 and in 2021. She's also at the sevens won 2 sevens Olympic gold medals in Paris and Tokyo, and then a silver in Rio de Janeiro. At the Commonwealth Games, they've scored bronze and they've scored gold, Portia scored gold. And in just regular sevens, she's got gold in her debut season at the Moscow. 2018 San Francisco got gold, and then silver at Cape Town. She's a phenomenal player. She's had a phenomenal career in rugby. I hope she hangs up the rugby boots and picks up a pair of league boots. I feel like Aotearoa is blessed to have Portia, but to be honest, it's obviously her decision, and she should go wherever she can that makes the most sense for her future and her whānau. But man, I would love to see her at the Warriors. You know, I'd jump ship in the NRLW side from the Broncos to the Wars if they manage to secure that. Just at NRLW level. Whānau. Don't get it twisted. But her either playing centre or wing would be ridiculous. And then we haven't even touched on the speedster Michaela Blyde. She, growing up here in Taranaki, was a sprinter. She was athletics like through and through. My cousins did athletics and they were always like, nah, bro, she's like sprint queen here in Taranaki. And we're not like known for athletics, but we always have a few athletes that compete in track and field that come from here in Taranaki. Shout out Zoe Hobbs. But then if you see the way Michaela runs on a rugby field, you give her an inch of space, she's gone. Good luck catching her. If, like, American listeners and anyone else from around the world, if you know that cartoon, what's that one, G, that blue bird? Boom, gone skis. That's her.
Like the old cartoon?
Yeah. It's like a meme now.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I couldn't tell you the name, but like, I'm with you.
Like Big Bird or something, but you just meep, meep, and then boom, gone. That's her. She just, give her an inch of room, she's gone, skis. And then Sarah Hirini, she's been the captain of the 7 squad, of the 15 squad. She holds it down. And, putting her at lock, she's got that ball playing ability, she got vision, and she got a little bit of pace, man. She got a little bit of pace. Don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about that. I reckon, hybrid. Because I feel like she's about the same like length in that as Kezi Apps, eh? Plays for the Tigers, Kezi does. And she
Who's
plays for
this?
Australia. I think she might be captain of Australia too. Kezi Apps and Sarah Hirini.
Oh,
I think
yes.
they're similar
Yeah.
build. I think they're a similar build. So I'm just trying to get comparisons for other NRLW players that some of our listeners might be accustomed to. So I think, she's that Kezi Apps type player, but with a little bit more pace. And just, just that sevens fitness is crazy, right? It's a different level. Like you see it with Tyler King, you see it with Stacey Waaka at the NRL level, NRLW level, sorry. They just breathe differently. They don't look tired. They don't look fatigued. You see them after a big break and a big run. They're not doing it. They're just out there, catch their breath, and then jog back. Because that sevens fitness, man, it's a thing. It's a thing. And then, if you bring over the likes of Stacey, put Stacey on the other wing, then you've got Michaela on another wing, put Portia in there, or you can move Stacey to fullback, however you want to run it. Who else do we think we could bring over for the Warriors? And then if we got Mile Hufanga, if she comes back home to Tamaki, put her in the centres. I guess if Tyler comes back home as well, she's in the half. That's one half pairing. Man, there's possibilities here for this team to just win chips on chips on chips. And I was talking to two beforehand, and I was like, bro, this could be, in terms of sports, could be a bigger movement than LeBron, D Wade, and Bosch in Miami. Like this is a bigger than a big three. This is like, I don't know. How do I? This is like if that Chris Paul trade didn't get vetoed to the Lakers. This is how deadly that would be. It will mess up the league. I'm not even kidding. But like you said, it's got so much marketability factor for the Warriors because you're bringing these legends of rugby and legends of sevens to the NRLW. Jersey sales going through the roof. Dynasty, if you're the jersey manufacturer for NRLW for the Warriors, I don't want to see the girls have a pink version of the men's lineup. I need them to have their own individual uniform because you want the younger viewers, you want the younger girls looking at them going, oh, they're different to the main team. I want to get their jersey. I don't want that jersey my dad wears. I want that one that, Portia's got on. I want the same jersey Michaela's got on. Like, these are superstars. And we're always talking about bringing superstars to the game. Ain't no bigger superstars than these Wahine. They had thousands of people at the Rugby World Cup swinging poi at all of their games.
Yes, they did.
That's the level of impact that you will bring to this squad if you bring over these Wahine toa. They are phenomenal. And like, I don't know if you can hear it in our voices, but we'd be super excited as, fans of Aotearoa, fans of, Māori, fans of anything All Black related.
Let's get it done, Waz. Let's get it done.
Hard. And I did see on the news today, Stacey, she mentioned that she could put off returning to sevens to play for Aotearoa this year. To play for our Kiwi friends. That's what they are called, eh?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I thought she signed a multi-year deal with the Broncos, is it? Or was it just for the season?
No. So how hers works is this is the sevens off season. The women's comp starts in the off season, so she's free to come in. This is off season work.
Yeah.
And then goes back to sevens after, and then comes back.
Oh,
That's how Tyler did that.
Yeah, true. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
So
I see.
same. But she said, if she's good enough to get picked, she wouldn't say no, sort of thing. That's what I heard on the news today. And the president, I think it is, of Rugby League New Zealand, Women's Rugby League New Zealand, was like, we're trying to get a deal done. We're trying to, get it over the line because, it'll be huge for the game. And it really will. And I think Dynasty's doing the jerseys for that too. Dynasty, don't drop the ball. Please make an epic jersey that's separate to the men's. Like, yes, I know it's a commercial thing if it's same, but like, we want to give them an identity that they can be proud of. That they're not just wearing the last year's jerseys from the men's. They need to be celebrated because they are just as phenomenal as some of these Tāne out here. Like us two, we're getting excited over the prospects of Stacey Waaka being on the Kiwis. That's huge for us. So yeah, and like you said, it could spark so much more interest from other rugby players. We could see a Ruben Love at the night sort of thing. What's something you think would be a cautionary tale with them sort of going all in on these sevens players?
What are we talking about? Like a transition that didn't quite go to plan?
Yeah, I'm not saying like it will be a negative. I'm just, how do we think it's going to affect sevens sort of thing, and how will it be?
Yeah, I think women's 7 is already going to be different with, those with Portia, Michaela Blythe, and Sarah leaving. They were like superstars of the game. And I think it's Tyler King also. She's done as well, with sevens, right? But didn't a lot of that team retire at the Olympics? I kind of thought Stacey Waaka was done as well. Didn't know that she was only over for the off season and is going to go back. So, I mean, that's where it's going to hurt it the most for the seven side. Is they just don't have those big names anymore. They still got big names, in the team. I'm speaking specifically that what's her name? Is it Georgia? She's got the long hair. Kind of looks like.
Has she got the one with like the two like a hyphenated last name?
Maybe, I think so.
Is your brother playing in?
I couldn't tell you, but man, she's dominant. She is so good, and she's still young as well. So there'll always be people coming through. But in terms of them coming over, of course you tell. I kind of can't see it with these three because they're such professionals. Yeah. That's the other reason why I think the Wires should sign them. Those three will literally set your culture.
Facts.
They will set your culture, and their standard. Facts. They're so used to being at such a high elite standard that you'll have no choice but to either match them, or if you don't hit that level, you're just not good enough. And I'm assuming those three will be the ones driving the standards, right? So your trainings, coming from the sevens background, they'll expect it to be hard, and they'll be like leading by example, And when those three are setting the standards, you have no choice but to follow. You have no choice but to get on board, to do the extras, do anything. So you're setting your culture with three champions, three people that know how to get it done.
Facts.
It's just going to trickle down, man. Like, it's just going to trickle down. I think the biggest difference for them, and I'm just talking in terms of the game, it's always the tackling technique.
Yeah.
Because Union, it's always like they're always a little bit lower, right? Around the legs, kind of stopping their leg drive. But a Woolen League, right? The reason why they tackle high is the offload. Like, you have to wrap high. Well, at least the first person has to go high. Second person in, the wraps in, and third one takes the legs.
Hey, but so I don't know if you've seen how Michaela and Portia tackle, bro. They you don't have time to offload. You don't got time to offload. You're on the ground trying to find out how to play the ball.
Their hits are just deadly as yeah. So, but nah, man, like not with these three. Maybe with others. I just think they're too elite and their mindset's too different.
And I'm just reading too. It's not like they turn their back on sevens. Like I said with Tyler and Stace, it's outside of the window. This isn't sevens window period, so they've got time to get out there. Here's a quote from Michaela Blythe. She put, "It's obviously incredible what the NRLW is doing over in Australia for us women players. So look, show me the numbers, show me the paper, and we'll have some discussions for sure." So, hey,
I guess
look,
that begs like the question, what is their price?
hey man, how much are they on for sevens? That's where I'm starting. How much are you currently on?
Because we don't know what the women are on, Like, there's nothing anywhere that says.
I know they're nowhere near the men. That's one thing I do know. However, I know it's a lot closer than what Super Rugby is to the men, to the Opiki.
Do we think there's a woman in the WNRL that's on six figures?
Yeah, surely. I'm pretty sure most would be on six.
Oh, really? Oh, that's way more than what I thought.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure that would be because NRLW gets a lot of money already from. That's why there's not a lot of clubs. There's not a lot of NRLW clubs.
Yeah.
Because the comp can't afford to expand that big.
Yeah.
So there's less teams. That pocket of money doesn't have to stretch as far.
Ah, interesting. For some reason, I just assume like six figures to them would be like a mil in the men's game. Maybe that's my bias means thing. That's just I don't mean it like that, but like
I know why you'd assume it to be like that, and I'm taking the hella optimistic route. I'm like, these players deserve to be on.
Yeah,
six
they definitely
figures.
deserve it. Definitely deserve it.
And with the sponsorships they've also got on their jerseys, I don't think they're sister sponsorships of the main team. Some might have,
yeah.
But I think that sponsorship also brings in money to help cover the team. I also know that the Broncos sell the NRLW jersey on their website. I think all teams actually sell their NRLW shirts as well. So jersey sales make a little bit more money for the club as well to cover the things. But yeah, maybe I'm thinking it maxes out at like 230K though.
Even that's heaps.
I feel like that would be your highest paid player.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that. I have no idea, but
yeah,
I'm taking the route that because
I've got no idea either.
I know at the start of the season there was this whole thing where they were in negotiations and the female players were requesting that they get recognized for the mahi that they put in, and rightly so. They're out there doing exactly the same mahi as the men. Yeah, it's not quite as polished as the men's game is yet, but how long, how many more years have the men's game had to polish the sport and get it to where it is now? Whereas the women's game's only been professional for maybe the last, 10, 15 years, maybe less, So it's still got a long way to go, but man, it's come so far and it's such an exciting sport package. I always love actually watching the grand final. Yep.
I just Googled highest paid women's rugby league player. That's what it came up on NRL.com. Side note, this was Feb of last year.
Can I guess the player? Give me a team.
It's not a player. It's just like what the CBA says.
Yeah.
So players will earn a minimum of 30,000 this season and more than 50,000 in 2027. They signed a historic $6 million collective bargaining agreement.
When was this article? This year?
Nah, Feb of last year, Feb 2023.
Because I know at the start of this year they were trying to negotiate new deal because everyone made their screen turquoise. But continue.
That's right. Yes. So it looks like the NRL and Rugby League Player Association. I'm assuming that's what that is. Confirmed the following amounts to split across Squads of 24 each season with minimum wages for each player also confirmed. So 2023 it was 900,000, 30,000 minimum wage per player. This year that went up to 1,020,000. So the minimum wage went up 4,000 from 30 to 34. Next year it's due to go up again another quarter mil. So the minimum wage will jump from 34 to 41, and it just keeps
Still not
going up.
enough.
And then when it hits to 2027, it'll be 1.5 minimum wage, 50,000. It doesn't give us the high end, so I couldn't tell you what the highest pay is, but it gives us like the basement.
That's the average. Man. Okay. Not great. Not enough to go full time. So a lot of them, I guess, still have to work a job or really bank on these sponsorships coming throughout the year. Then, huh?
Yeah, it would seem that way. But the season itself, right, is quite short, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, especially if you don't play Origin.
I don't. Well, mind you, I'm only skim reading here, and I haven't looked at what it talks about in terms of Origin. But I mean, what getting paid? What 34,000 for? Let's see what the draw says. Where's the women's? Oh my god, I hate it when it does that. 1, 2, 9 rounds. If you get to the finals, you're playing what 11 games. So what's that, like a $3,000 check per game? 11 weeks. That's what, just over a fifth of a year. What's that in months? 2-3 months, quarter of a year. 34,000. Not bad. I guess it's not bad for off-season work, right?
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's
that's only if
base.
you're a sevens player.
Yeah, we're talking base here.
I wonder how much seven players get paid then.
Oh, who knows? Their season feels a little bit longer, right? Traveling the world. What if they get a what do they call it? Per diem?
Oh yes. Maybe.
I only know that word from the Americans, eh?
Damn. Okay, so Black Ferns get between 70 and 130 per year.
Damn. That's solid.
That's solid. But
130.
obviously,
You could probably think of the ones that are on the 130, right?
yeah. But that's Black Ferns. That's not what are the team names? Is it Chiefs
the
Manawa?
Opiki?
It's not. Yeah.
The
It's not.
Opiki women.
What is it? What are their team names?
Oh, I can't remember.
Chiefs Manawa. I know that's one of them.
But the Opiki's just like they're not all professional players, eh? Right? If you're
No, I don't think so. And I know provincial Farah Palmer Cup didn't get paid.
yeah, still for the love of the sport. That's why it's so pure, bro. You know, that's why.
Yeah,
The minute they get like money like the men do, shit.
But I feel like they earned it. You know, they deserve it just as much as the men do.
That's the whole that's a whole other topic, right? Like the men's versus women's sport and entertainment and stuff like that. We're not like everyone knows the women are just as skillful,
Yeah,
if not more skillful. You know,
man, we need to get David Fafita and Shaylee Bent on the show one time. Like when we get big enough to, because obviously they're both players. They're both professional players, and not to like out them both, but you know, David Fafita, he's on a very big contract because he's a very good player. Then you've got like Shaylee Bent, his partner, who's just as big of a player in the NRLW competition. She plays Origin. She plays at the highest level for the Titans also. I don't want to say, what's the difference in salary and put it at, that kind of an awkward situation, but I'd like to know, what their thoughts are on increasing the female salary. And, like, do you think that just because you're a man, you're worth more, like your product that you put out each week is worth more than your partner's, your wife's sort of thing?
It's just got just so many more years behind it, eh?
Yeah,
Like I feel as though women's sport, like professional sport in general, is still in its infancy stages.
yeah,
It's
100%.
coming around, like about bloody time. It's coming around,
Yeah,
but it's still gonna take time. Like in order for to take that leap, they're really gonna need, like with the WNBA, like a Caitlin Clark, someone who just elevates everyone to that next level, And Caitlin Clark's a 1 in a million.
what
They're not
they
just walking
need
around.
is a way to make those superstars.
Yeah.
That's what they need, because when you bring superstardom to the comp, that's when they can, go, look at me, Jamie Chapman, I'm a prolific try scorer, and then off the field, I'm this, this, and this. That brings more attention, just like how Taylor Swift brings a lot more eyes on the Kansas City Chiefs than ever before. Like, you got random girls wearing a Kansas City Chiefs jersey or like a vintage Kansas City Chiefs t-shirt just because Taylor Swift wears Kansas City Chiefs gears because that's where her partner plays.
Yep.
If we could get it to that, like, could you imagine, like, I don't know, one of the NRLW players get, massively famous, and you see random kids in the street that have no idea about the sport, but they're wearing like a Jamie Chapman shirt. I'm only saying Jamie Chapman because I put money on her in my Hail Mary TAB tonight, so it's the only name that's come to my head. And that's also another thing, is making sure that putting names on the jerseys so that kids can buy individual players' jerseys. Maybe not so much of the changing the numbers, how they do in Super League, because Super League, it's built for having, let me get that Tukurangi, 23 jumper for Leeds Rhinos. Here in the NRL, it's strictly 1 to 17, unless you're coming off the reserves into a late minute call up. But
I still don't know why they don't let people do that. Like, everyone should know the game now, or like know enough. Like, just go by positions as opposed to numbers. Like, let players pick.
Yeah.
Because again, it's a money generating thing, right? You mean to tell me if Ponga had like a specific number? Like, I don't even know what number he'd wear, But
Facts.
like, you can't tell me that Ponga top with the number on the back and his last name isn't selling. You can't tell me that Reece Welsh top isn't going to sell out. Like, I just don't see how it's not.
And like, how if Fletcher Baker's number 99, damn, I'll wear that jersey. Might not be a fan, but I'm gonna wear it.
I don't get it, man. I know it's like tradition and tradition to the sport, but I feel as though you're leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
And that's just not a little bit of money. I'd love to see what,
lot.
We're talking general, like, they'll generate so much.
Because who'd you buy? Would you get? I'll just throw some random numbers onto these players, right?
Yeah.
We'll go Kalen Ponga. I reckon he's a 8. I reckon he's a number 8.
Oi, I was thinking 8 too. I was thinking 8 too.
Let's go.
I was thinking 8 as well, yo. That Ponga 8, yeah, we on. We are on. Oh, man. Oh.
See, Fano, they're missing it. That was on. That was on. And you could even get like KP headgear. Like, let me get that KP helmet. Like, bruh. You're leaving lots of money on the table, and especially if players can sign with different boot brands, and they can get some, signature edition boots.
Yep, we've talked about this already. Yeah, remember this one yet? Those lightning ones, I'm there. Bruh. Give me those lightning ones, man.
And then if they got big enough to do that collab where, say if I signed with Asics boots, and we get the Asics on-field boot, and it sells really well. Next year I get the boot and the shoe. And now I got pre-game with my own shoe, in-game with my own boot. And then the rest of the body you can advertise out. Now you're bringing players more money outside of their contract. You're bringing more eyes to the team. You're just bringing more money, more problems, baby. Man, I feel like we could get into this topic in the off season.
Yeah.
So much to talk about. I feel like Sam will have some great ideas to contribute. Man, but the telepathy on that 8.
I couldn't believe it, bro. When you said 8, I was like, no shot.
Hey, 57 episodes, Itafana. This is what it does. 57 episodes, man. You get that telepathy.
Yeah.
Ari. Well, let's head over to first night, Thursday night banger, tonight's game, 9:50 p.m. The Cowboys are hosting up at Queensland. I'm not reading out that stadium ever again. They are hosting the Melbourne who? Ladies and gentlemen, Craig Bellamy, I despise you, man. I despise you because ain't no way he's rested him for 2 weeks in a row. He's rested a lot of players because they've, sealed that top spot. And then we play them next week. We play them and they're probably going to roll out a full team because, it was you who said it, that they probably, if they're going to play the Panthers, they probably don't want to rest their players the week before. They want to still have them, sharp enough for when they go up against the Panthers. Mm-hmm. You know what I say to that? I don't give a fuck. Rest your players, man. They need it, bruh. They've locked in the minor premiership for you for however many years over the past 10 years. So we've got, Grant Anderson playing at halfback while he rests Hughesy. Then we've got Young. Is that his name? Young.
Young Toy, yeah, first name.
Are you just like, Toy, where are you going today? I want to go catch up with the brother Young. You can't tell me. Gee, what are you up to? No, I was just over at Young's place, G. Come through. Should we get Young a feed out? It's just, sorry, my cuz. But yeah. Maybe they call him YT. That's a scucks. That's a nickname, YT. Or Tons.
Not bad.
Should we go over by Tons? Tonu? Just Young, that's a last name. And then we got...
Throwing you for a loop,
Yeah, bro, that threw me right off. Who's he playing for? Jack Howarth. Jack Howarth has got a break this week. Bro, you're doing bits when you come in, at the end of the season, and Bellyache's like, you know what? You have a rest. You're actually playing me. You're a value part of the team that you get a rest. You're resting with Jerome Hughes. That's the level of company you're on. Because, look, Pap's still playing. Munster's still playing. They still got Wishart playing. But you, Jack, you did us proud, man. I think out of our two boys that we backed at the start of the year, he's doing the best out of him and Nyami. Those were our two outside of our team that we were used to
have a lot of love for those two. Yes.
Yeah. So, we don't get to see them go head to head. Nyami's coming off the bench. He had a spell there where he was starting for a little bit there. Now he's back on the bench, but you know what? He's probably more effective off the bench. I'm not gonna lie. He's a bit of a Spencer Linyu.
Yeah.
Mean off the bench, great impact off the bench. Still a great starter, but he brings that pizzazz off the bench. Brings that. The one. Then we've got these other two cousins with no profile photo. You already know how we feel about those no profile pics. These cousins on the interchange got profile pics. Man, that's ruthless. Nick Meaney can't even get a look in. They're running the nobody squad. They got Dean Edemir. They got the Dean Jerry. Sua Falongo. See, Jack Howarth, you're having a break and Sua Falongo's playing, my guy.
Yeah.
Congrats, brother. Now we got Lazarus, Vailepu, Kristen Welch. Have you had that drink? Welch's grape drink?
No, I don't even know what you're on about.
Anyway, it's not bad. It's not bad. Try it, Fano. This is who might be sponsoring the segment. Bro, he's even wearing purple. How good, bro? He needs to get sponsored by Welch's Grey Power. Kane Bradley. That's a cricket name. Like, I feel like Kane Bradley's in the wrong sport. It should be coming out to bat now is Kane Bradley from South Canterbury. But yeah, look, the storyline here is that Melbourne's resting all of their players to congratulate them for their hard work for putting them in minor premiership position and get them fresh for the finals. The thing that irks me is they're doing it a week too early. You peaked too early, Fano. You need to thrash the Cowboys. You don't go there and give them a free win. What are you trying to do? Beat us? What are you trying to do? Craig, I know that's what you're trying to do, man. So it is what it is. I'm going Cowboys to win this game, but I've betted the opposite. I've gone with the Cowboys the Storm just to win overall. But the TAB says the Cowboys are the $1.24 favourites, with Melbourne Storm paying $4.10. The line is Queensland Cowboys unders 12.5. That's paying $1.90. Storm over is paying $1.90. Winning margin Cowboys 13 plus $1.91. 1 to 12 is $3.25 for the Cowboys. Storm to win 1 to 12 $5, and to win 13 plus $9.75. Now look, I've betted Melbourne, but I think the Cowboys should win this. But like Tu said, if Melbourne are ever the unders, always put money on, because they still got Munster, they still got Pep. It's not like they're depleted. So betting fans, if that sounds like you, put it on. Who are your picks for this game, bro?
Well, you said it right. I'm going Melbourne Storm, $4.10. Those odds are just never there, never available, so I'm going to take it while I can and just go take them for the head-to-head. I don't need a margin when they're paying $4.10. And yeah, hopefully they get it done. But we are going on to the second game of round 26. It is the first game of Friday night, and this one is at Accor Stadium. It is slated to be close to a sellout. It is predicted predicted to be close to 35 to 40,000 people in the stadium to watch this blockbuster of the game. It is my Bulldogs up against this Manly Sea Eagles. It is 5th place, 7th, with some implications for the top 8. Both teams, I believe, are locked into the playoffs. So now they're just jockeying position. Bulldogs still with a chance to make the top 4, and Manly still within the chance to get to play the first round at home at least. So a lot to play for. And it'll be interesting to see how they go. The teams for the Bulldogs look pretty stock standard, as has been for the last couple of weeks since they've been on this 5-match win streak. The difference is Kurt Mann is out. He is out for the rest of the season. He will be a big loss, no doubt. As it currently stands, Jamin Salmon is coming in at 13 lock, and your interchange bench is looking like this: Bailey Hayward, Curtis Moran, Harry Hayes, and Josh Curran returns from his injury. Sea Eagles, they are also looking pretty stock standard as they have been. Tommy Talo, did he play last week, or was his first game back?
No, this is his return.
Yep, this is
from
return.
Injury.
So that'll be good. I don't see no Kohler. Or was he the one that dropped out?
Yeah, Kohler back to bench.
Oh, yeah, seriously.
I'm just reading Sam's
number
notes.
14. So, yes, look, this is going to be a tough game for the Bulldogs. The Sea Eagles are a bit of a bogey team for us. DCE likes to have games when he plays us and Tommy Turbo. There's just no answer for that, man. But this is a new season, new Bulldogs team, and I think we can get it done. We've got a lot to play for. Things we got going for us: we're undefeated at home, 10-0. The best defensive team currently, averaging around 17 points is what we give up each game. And yeah, we're riding a 5-game win streak, and I think we have a lot of momentum. Do I think it's going to be an easy game? not by any stretch, but I'm hoping with a packed crowd at a core stadium, the boys will bring it home. Manly Sea Eagles are dangerous across the park. They have players who can break the game open. I'm hoping Luke Brooks can stay quiet like he has been for most of the season. I am very, very scared of DCE. Their big front rowers, Taniela Pasika, he's a classy player, and Ola Kawatu. And of course, you have Jake Jaworowicz, controlling the middle with his defense. Yeah, look, I don't really know what to say. I mean, Critter's out, which brings Gerald Skelton into the wing, pushes Carrez into centre. It looks like Carrez is going to be paired up with Edo Carr.
Oh, yo.
Yeah. Right, because the 4 goes with the 5, eh?
Yeah. Well, it's got them paired here in the lineup.
Yeah, so
but obviously that can change on the day.
Making the shift over. Honestly, I think the Bronson Cherry Edo Carr connection's too good to. They've been playing there for most of the season now. Just keep Carrez on that side, so it's the side he's normally accustomed to anyway. And there'll be little things there, yeah. So I'm going to keep it short and simple. How do I think the game's going to go? I do think it'll be a close one. I wouldn't be surprised if Manly go out to an early lead, maybe even score the first try through Turbo. I'm hoping that we can keep the trend. What we've been able to do the last 3 weeks is hold teams scoreless in the second half, where we get into that grind. Burden wins the kicking game, pins them inside the 10, and our defense just hold firm. This is one of the few times, though, where we're going up against a team that has a kicker that's just as good as Burden. You know, so you've got the long kicking game of Burden against the long kicking game of DCE, who's Mr. 40-20.
Yeah, man.
I think what might be the difference is that we have multiple kick options. You got Burden, who you know is going to get it most of the time, but Sexton, he's not a good long kicker, but his short kicking game is pretty good. He's pretty onto it, and he gets us a lot of reset sets, or at least what do they call it, like goal line dropouts.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
even Reed's got a pretty handy kick for number 9. But yeah, I mean DCE, man, he's got that ball on the stringer when his kicking game's on. So that could be interesting to come up against a team who has just a good of a kicking game. In some cases, might be better than Burden. That's pretty rare to say. But I do think the boys will come through. I'm hoping they will continue this win streak and continue our march to the finals. Quickly looking at the TAB, they look like they're saying the same thing. The Bulldogs are favoured at $1.57. Manly Seagulls at $2.40. The lines we're looking at is they have my Bulldogs at minus $4.5 points. Winning margins, if you're going Bulldogs 1 to 12 is $2.90, 13 plus is at the same. Manly Sea Eagles 1 to 12, $3.50, and then 13 plus is $5.75. I am going to go with my Bulldogs to win this one. In the close one, I think for us to win, we have to get past the magic numbers 20. So I'm going to go Bulldogs 22, Manly. Hopefully we can keep them under that magic number of 17. So I'm going to go final score Bulldogs 22, Manly 16 in the close one. Who do I think is going to be an outstanding player? I think this could be a game where Burden kind of comes to the forefront and maybe rubber stamps his season as a great season that he has, and might put him in firm position to take out the 6th jersey in that Dalian Team of the Year. I think Dearden will probably end up winning it.
Yeah,
but
probably.
But I think Burden, I'm hoping
he definitely throw his head in the mix.
Yeah, even Galvin, bro. Galvin might be up there as well. He must have racked up so many points for the Tigers. So it'll be a good battle for who takes out the
because there's not many consistent 6s, eh? So, and that's the thing, consistency.
Really? Yeah, Dearden's had a hell of a season. Burden, it's been his best season for us easily. Galvin's come out of nowhere. It's just easily
Even
should be Rookie of the Year.
A couple of good games, but just not consistent enough.
It's the one that like ebbs and flows, eh? Where you look at the 7s, it's Jerome Hughes is just running away with it. You know, I think he's gonna probably take that one.
Yeah, you got Hughesy, Cleary when he's healthy.
Yeah, Cleary when he's healthy. You got DCE who's up there as well.
Yeah.
Sam Walker had a run where he was just killing
yeah.
everyone. Like, he had a hot stretch for like a good, 3 or 4 weeks where he was just on fire.
Moses played like a god for like 2 games, but that was in a different jersey.
Yes, when he was healthy.
It was in a different jersey.
Yeah, but that's all I've got, bro. If you got anything to add, feel free to add.
He's got Manly to bounce back and win at $2.40.
Yep.
So his bet is Manly. He's doing the unders, which is 5.5 to win 6 plus. Interesting. That's $1.90. And I'm going Bulldogs to win 13 plus. I think they'll win confidently. But if Manly do win, it'll be between 1 to 12. I think if Manly win, it's because they kept it close the whole game and they steal it at the end. Heading over to the Panthers and Bunnies game, I'll read Sam's notes that he's put up, so he can still feel part of the show. What up, Sam? He's currently in bed, ladies and gentlemen.
You got to do it in your Sam voice.
No, there's not enough writing here. How did he keep this concise? But when he's on the show, just waffle. Taruva Alamuti and Kenny named to return. Cody named to return for the Bunnies after his 1-week concussion protocol stand down. However, Cam Murray argued his case at the judiciary at the court and lost. So he will miss the remainder of the season, even though he was named in the team. Likely move Havili into lock and someone comes onto the bench. However, he'd like to see Whiten move to lock.
Oh, shut up.
What the hell? This is Sam, by the way, Fano. He would like to see Whiten move to lock and Hawkins into the... This, ladies and gentlemen, is why he is not the coach of the Tigers. Penrith have been on a slide the last few weeks and very likely to turn it around this week, especially with them still in the fight for a top 2 finish, as Roosters have Raiders and Rabbits to finish off the season, and the Dragons have the Warriors and Manly. What's that got to do with this? Bruh, even in a text, he can still waffle. As random as that is, yes, the Bunnies have... the Bunnies have just been hopeless, really. Didn't the Panthers put like 100 on them in the last game? They went like on a 7 unanswered try scoring rampage after the Bunnies went out like on a they got out to a lead, and then the Panthers come back with 7 unanswered tries to close out the game. That's how the first game went. I guarantee the second game probably go quite similar to that first one. Yes, the Panthers have been on a slide, and according to Sam, they need to win this because the Warriors are playing the Dragons. I have no idea how that's linked. The Warriors and the Dragons have nothing to do with the Panthers. But yeah, I think what he's trying to say is if the Panthers don't win this one, they could hold that 4th spot. If they win this, do they climb back to 2nd briefly and pray that the Roosters fall this weekend to the Raiders? I don't think they will, but we'll get there when we get there. For now, we'll just get through this. The TAB has... Let me pull up the TAB. Panthers at $1.14, Rabbitohs at $5.75. That's still not the worst I've seen the Rabbitohs at this season. That's just straight head to head. The line play is 17.5 points. Jesus. For the Panthers at $1.90, and same for the Bunnies. The Panthers to win 1 to 12 is $3.45. 13 plus is $1.60. Bunnies to win 1 to 12 is $6.40, and 13 plus pays out $17. Look, we said last week Panthers unlikely to lose 2 back to back. Hell, I ain't never seen them lose 3 back-to-back. So we know they're playing for a little bit of money this week. And they got a few key players returning to the side, so that will help. So I've gone Penrith Panthers to win 13+. What are your bets for this week?
Yeah, I'm following suit with you, Penrith, in a dominant fashion to get it done. Looking at them getting 13+ as well. Yep, that one looks pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Pretty straight down the middle, I reckon. Or straightforward. Straightforward, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, straight down the middle. What the hell?
Gee, you're learning some of the English.
Anyway, moving on to the game after that one. It is the first game of Super Saturday. It is the Eels playing host to the Dragons. This one is in Combank Stadium. And this is an interesting game. You have the Dragons, who this is due to be their win week. If you've been following their season, you will know they always alternate with a win and a loss. Seeing as they lost last week, they are due to win this week. However, the Eels have a lot to play for. They are in the tight battle with the wooden spoon with the West Tigers, and seeing the Tigers have the bye, it means the Eels have to win this game, or else they might find themselves legit at the bottom of the ladder. But I think it doesn't really matter because it's
if they win this, then they don't get the spoon.
no,
if they lose this,
that it actually doesn't matter. They're on the same points. They're on 16. So West Tigers will jump to 18 because they got the bye. Even if the Eels lose, like they'll drop to 16. But because the differential, it's like Tigers on 250, Eels are on 190. So it means if the Eels beat the West Tigers in the last game of the regular season, they'll end up on equal points, but Eels will have the better points differential. So they'll just end up jumping in.
But what if the Eels beat the Dragons? That means Tigers just straight up get the spoon, eh?
That means the Tigers. This week is pretty much irrelevant for the Eels, because if they win, they'll still be on same points, which means going into next week, whoever wins it just wins it.
Oh, so this, right? They get a lifeline for the spoon. So it 100% is the spoon bowl.
Yeah. Who was it? James Graham. He was saying on whatever one of his talk shows, or the one he does with Brandon Smith. Yeah, to rest the Eels should rest their good players this week because it doesn't matter. It's all going to come down to next week.
Grand final.
Yeah, next week's the wooden spoon bowl.
Right. Nah, but this week matters.
It matters.
The Dragons.
Yes, it matters for everyone else. It matters for the Dragons.
It matters.
Yeah, because winning this one makes it just so much more harder for the likes of your Broncos, the Knights, Dolphins, Raiders to win it, right? Because they are 2 points clear, 2 rounds left to go. They win this, it means they'll have a 2-point lead going into the last week. You know, that's depending on what the other teams do. And we already know that the Broncos and the Dolphins are facing each other, so one of their seasons going to end pretty much regardless of what happens. So that's almost like in a way, like a eliminator game, right? Almost like a play-in game.
Yeah.
If you want. So a lot to play for. In terms of the teams themselves, they're looking pretty stock standard. I can't really see any changes or major changes to note. To be honest, I can't tell you where it goes. You got the Eels, who in a way have a nothing game because they're playing for the Spoon Bowl next week, and the Dragons, who, if form holds true, they should win this game because of their win-loss mentality. Let's see what the TAB says and how they see it. Oh, yeah, they've got it pretty close. So they've got Parramatta Eels as the underdogs, $2.20. The Dragons are paying $1.67. The line is 2.5 points. So it's pretty close. So Dragons starting at -2.5. Winning margins, if you're going for the Eels, 1 to 12 get you $3.40. 13 plus is $4.60. For the Dragons, 1 to 12 is $3.05. Plus 13 is $3.20.
Oh.
What I'm hoping to see, just personally, is just a shootout. Fuck the defense. Fuck the defense. I want like 30 points for both teams. Just a tri-fest going side to side, end to end. Just a high-scoring, entertaining game. I really don't know who's going to win. But I've got to go on what I've seen in the season. And all I've seen this season is that the Eels haven't had a great one. And the Dragons just go win, loss, win, loss. And because of that, and that alone, I'm going with the Dragons to win it. If I had to give you a final score, I want a high one. So I'm going 34-30.
Hey, man. You want a high-scoring game, but I don't know, like, who's scoring these tries. Unless Lomax gets fucking 6 of them, it's gonna be a tough day at the office. And look, I'm with you on that. I'm going Dragons 13 plus $3.20. It looks like the TAB doesn't know which way it's gonna go. It's got Para 1-12 $3.45, Dragons 1-12 $3.05, Dragons 13 plus $3.20, Eels 13 plus $4.60. That's the closest margins I've seen so far this weekend. So yeah, I've gone Dragons 13 plus. I'll add in Sam's a little bit. He said this is a great chance for multiple teams to stand up this weekend. And these are 2 teams that need to stand up. For Para, you're practically playing for your spot on the team next year. This is the coach's last look at you to see how you do, whether or not he wants to keep you in that squad moving forward. And for Jack Bird, who is potentially signing at the Tigers next year, if he plays well, he could be a chance to up his salary, with his current deal being proposed at $800,000 for 2 years. Interesting. Sounds like a waste of money. All right, over to the middle game, 7:30 p.m. The Dolphins are claiming this as a home game, but it is at the home of the Brisbane Broncos, Suncorp Stadium, which normally would be considered a fortress. It could be considered an Eden Park, if you would. This season, it's more of a Sky Stadium in Wellington, if you will. It's anyone and everyone can and will defeat us. So if there's any team that can and will defeat us, it is the Brisbane Dolphins. There's no Jesse Bromwich, there's no Cody Nikorima, and there's no... who else did the bros say? Someone else he said. TPJ is 50-50. He's named on the bench but didn't train on Tuesday, so you'll have to keep an eye on him for his captain's run Friday. I think they do captain's run for Saturday games, eh? Be Friday? Yeah, so look out for TPJ Friday. He is named on the extended bench, but we will see. To be honest, I don't care about the Dolphins. I don't know why I was reading that. Payne Haas on the extended bench. If he comes in, hopefully he takes the place of Marty Tapu. Not a hate of Marty. I want to see Big Ben back in action. He's named to play for the first time since he took the field versus the Broncos in an impressive debut. I think with him only playing 3 games, he's still eligible for Rookie of the Year next season, eh? Because he won't have played enough first-grade games this year. So perfect. Our bro can still go on to win Rookie of the Year, and he'll be a huge favourite next season to win Rookie of the Year. He's like 12 foot tall, 537 pounds. He looks like an offensive lineman. He moves like one too. But nah, man, he like a young Nelson Asofa-Solomona, so I'm looking forward to him hopefully getting some game time. We've still got Cobo on the wing and Mariner in the centres, and we've still got Josh Rogers filling in for the injured Ezra Mam, as he won't be back until next season, unfortunately. It's Herbie trying to get some one-ups on his old team. I think he was injured the first time we played this season. I think we played here as well. Weird, that one. Yeah, crazy game. There's just, I don't know. I feel like the Broncos have a lot more to play for in this than the Dolphins. I'm not saying the Dolphins won't win. It's just, it's hard to want to win when your coach is figuring everything out for the Rabbitohs at the same time. He's dealing with the Latrell saga. He's stealing players from the Dolphins to go to the Bunnies next season. He's already claimed 2 of them. So there's issues going on, and then people are blaming him for having too much loyalty to last year's squad and not sort of bleeding in any new players into this Dolphins lineup. As for Kevin, everyone knows my feelings on Kevin. He's lost the Y in his name. He is Kevin, soon to be Mr. Walters. When will we get to see Blake start? That's what I want to know. I want to see that electricity from the outset. Billy does a serviceable job. He does what he needs to do. Probably be better suited on a different team, maybe one in blue and yellow. But I'd rather see Blake in that starting hooker jersey doing bits. Paddy Carrigan made his return to the team of the week after his performance last weekend, but with the return of Payne Haas, I think he falls back off that list. Payne is still 50-50 to play this week, but he has been seen training with the first grade team, which is, positive signs. Like I said, if he does come in, I hope that means Marty Tapu is dropped from the team so Ben can keep his spot. I feel like Kevy does need to do something a little bit different, a little bit out of the box, especially leading up into the finals run that they're trying to go on. They're trying to be the first ever team to lose 7 in a row, still make the finals, and go on to potentially win a grand final. The Broncos did it, I think it was 06 or something like that. They lost 6 in a row in the season and still went on to win the grand final. So it's not impossible, and if there's a team that can do it, maybe it's the Broncos. I think it's more likely to be the Panthers. If there was any team to do it, probably be the Panthers. But like we say, in all things gambling, got to be in it to win it. And if you don't throw your hat in the mix, you'll never know. Where do I think this game is going to be won and lost? Look, I think if Dolphins find a way to exploit our edges, they can definitely throw on some tries. I mean, you saw it last week with the Parramatta Eels, right? Those 3 tries were scored pretty much through our edges or through errors. It's just that the Broncos were able to settle the game down, go back to the roots and put on some pressure. That's what they need to do, but they need to start it that way and maintain that throughout the game. They need to put the foot on, not on the gas, but like they need to apply some acceleration and just push through. Do I think it's going to be a high scoring game? I mean, it has potential to. Both teams have a tremendous strike rate. They both have terrible defense, so it could very well be a high scoring game. They say it's a home game for the Dolphins, but it's Brisbane's home field, so it makes no sense. I've got to go with the Broncos winning this one, just because I don't like the Dolphins. Like, come on now. I know I've gone against Brisbane for almost every other week, but it's Queensland teams, man. I know I picked the Cowboys to beat the Broncos. They almost did. But then for some reason, the Broncos decided to show up and start playing. They've had a late start in every game, actually, on this little bit of a win streak. The Cowboys, they scored, I think, 2-3 tries to start that game. Then, the Eels. And then, so the Dolphins could probably come out to a quick start, probably through the hammer, probably through Isako, maybe through Herbie. And then the Broncos will probably just arm wrestle their way back into the game and find a way to break it open. What does the TAB reckon? Why am I nervous about that game? It's like, I don't want them to win, but I want them to win. I don't know. Kind of just be, poetic to see them come all this way just to lose when the Dragons win their game next week. The TAB has the Dolphins at the underdog at $2.90 and the Broncos at the $1.42 favourite. The line is a plus 7.5 margin for the Dolphins at $1.96 to a negative 7.5 margin for the Broncos at $1.85. Winning margins: Dolphins to win 1-12, $4. Broncos 1-12, $3. Dolphins to win by 13 plus $6.80, and Broncos to win 13 plus $2.40. I've gone with the Broncos 1-12. I think we can get that score up a little bit, but we always tend to let the foot off the gas and they steal one at the end, which I think is what's going to bring that score back down to 1-12. What's your tips for this game?
I do think your Broncos will pull through and get the dub, so I'm backing them to win it. And I think they might pull away late, eh? So I think they'll get an early lead. Dolphins might make a comeback, but thinking last 20, Broncos hit the gas, pull away. So I'm going to go Broncos 13 plus, but I'm talking like just 13. You know,
so like 14?
Yeah, to me, they're either going to win by 12 or 14.
Yeah, yeah. So, I'm thinking probably 10.
Yeah,
I've got 1-12.
And now we move on to the last game of your Super Saturday. It is the Sharks playing host to the Wars at PointsBet Stadium. The official last game in the career of the great Shaun Johnson. And how fitting is it that he plays against the only other team he's played for in the NRL, the Sharks.
Obviously, I love these season riders, man.
Yeah. Like, who would have saw this coming, right? It feels as though this one's written. Obviously, with the Wars having the bye last week, this is the last game of their season. So RTS will not be in it because of the 11-day stand-down period when he got knocked out from Stephen Crichton. But it's also the last game for Adam Fenua-Blake, and how fitting that his last game for the Wars is also going to be for the team that he was signed for, and he will be playing for next year in the Sharks. Just looking at this team, surely, Jazz Tavanga's there as well. Not quite sure. Do we have any news on where he's going to yet?
He hasn't signed anything. I think deals are in the works. It's still unconfirmed where he will sign.
Okay. So it's looking at this Wars team. I guess the biggest takeaway from this is Taine Tuopiki, the fullback, Chance Cookstad to centre. But other than that, it's looking pretty stock standard. Luke Metcalf, he's another former Shark, gets to go against his former team. And look, he gave my Bulldogs absolutely hell last week. It's looking like with that form, he might have been a missing piece for them all season. Never know how things could have been different had he not got injured. But man, he's definitely looking good. SJ holding down at 7. I feel as though he won't be as emotional this game. He had the big goodbye. Now he can kind of just enjoy it. So I actually think he's going to have a big game because the emotion's not in it as much as it was last week, right? Now it's just like, I feel as though he's going to enjoy every moment. So I'm expecting him to have a big smile running out. You know, if he gets booed, he gets booed. But I don't think
he'll get booed because that was his former team.
Yeah, but I think the Sharks fan kind of expected more from him. I still hold firm that had he not torn his Achilles that year at Sharks, he would have won Dally M because he was winning the points when it went behind closed door, and he was by far and away their best player. Every time he had a half decent game, they won. If he had a shit game, they lost. But he was the only one that did anything on the team that year. All the points came off him, bro. He was running the show like nothing, and then he tore his Achilles, and that was pretty much the end of it. It was really sad to see, actually. Yes, look, the Sharks got a lot to play for, right? The game in general, it really has no bearing on the season. We already know Wars are out, Sharks are in, but the Sharks are in third place, and we do expect Penrith to win against Souths in big fashion. So in order for the Sharks to maintain their third posse, they're going to need to win this one. If they drop it, they'll probably drop down to fourth. But in terms of their team, it's looking pretty pretty standard. I see Talakai's in centre. He's partnered up with Kellen Iro. Jesse Ramian. Is that suspension?
Was it heat knock?
Well, he's not playing anyway. Samuel Stone Street. He's low-key been killing it, right? This guy?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He's looking sharp.
Yep. And Daniel Atkinson holding it down at 6 with Braden Trindle.
We call him Ryan Rocky Road.
I feel as though these teams match up against each other quite well. It will come down to, I think... Actually, I'm not quite sure what it'll come down to. Battle of the
I think it'll come
Fords.
down to whether or not frickin' Tuopiki can stay healthy. And his last few games playing in the first grade, he's been getting knocked out within the first half.
Hey. It's been, and that's kind of the unfortunate thing for the Wars this season, right? They've just had a lot of injuries, unfortunate ones, and people going off of HIAs and failing them. It's just been that sort of season, unfortunately, for them. But hopefully they can go out on a high and beat these Sharks. I actually think Shaun Johnson will have a hell of a game, and I think Fenua-Blake might have a good game too. Just to go out, they want to show the jersey respect and go out and give it their all, knowing that this is it. Last game of the season, you get to rest after it. Sharks, you're already locked into the top 8. I'm pretty sure you're probably locked into the top 4. Can you push for that top 2? That's kind of the question. And quickly going back to the ladder, 2 to 4 are on the same points, right? It's just come down to points differential. Roosters, 269. Sharks, 204. Panthers, 158. Honestly, that's such a big jump. If they all just win, it's going to stay the same. And I think even if 2 of them loses and 1 of them wins, they just jump because they'll be 2 points clear. So, yeah, and I really don't know who's going to win this one, eh? Look, I said it before in one of the earlier previews, I have to go on form and who's proven. Unfortunately, the Wars have just been a bit too up and down with an unfortunate season they had, and the Sharks have been finding form without Nicholas Hines. It is annoying me. So with that, I'm going to go with the Sharks to pull out the victory on the back of Trindle. I think his control is going to be a little bit too good for this team, just getting him around the park, and he's got to finishes out wide to get the job done, and the forward pack to get them on the front foot. So I'm going to go with the Sharks there. Going now to the TAB to see what they say. Oh, they've got the Sharks as overwhelming favourites.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay then. So, Sharks paying $1.18 for the win. Wars, $5. They have given the Sharks a line of minus 14.5. 15 points, that is... that's more than 2 converted tries. That's crazy to me. If you're going for margin, Sharks are paying... Sharks 1 to 12 is paying $3.30. 13 plus is paying $1.75. That makes sense to go with the line with the Sharks are at 14.5, so that doesn't surprise me. They really think they're going to put a number on these Wars. Okay, and then if you're going to Wars, 1 to 12 is $5.50. 13 plus is $12.50. Well, look, I did back the Sharks to win it. Oh man, I don't know. 14.5 points. That's a bit disrespectful, I feel. Again,
nah, man. Based off of recent form,
Yeah.
man, the Sharks have been putting numbers on teams,
that's
and I don't
right.
think the Warriors have that same strike rate to get over the edge. However, we haven't seen Luke Metcalf back for a while, and he's played 2 weeks now, and the 2 weeks he has played, they haven't obviously won, but he has
He's
looked
been
good.
good, eh? He's been really, really good. Really, really good. Look, anyway, I'm going to go with the Sharks to win it. I'm going to say they're going to win by 10 points. Final score 20 to 10.
Okay.
If you've got anything to add, feel free to add it. Or
I've got them 13 plus, paying $1.75. I just think their recent form is where it should be. for a team of this kind of caliber, and I don't think any of those top 4 sides lose this weekend. Maybe the Storm. I mean, yeah, second, third, and fourth. I don't think any of them lose. I think that ladder standings stays as is. But if there's any team that can cause an upset, it is the Warriors. Over to Sunday night, the first game, and it is a new month. Do you remember the 21st night of September at McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle? We see the return of Bradman Best. Who else is back? No, they're all in the interchange. No. Okay. So, Bradman Best is back. And I've been enjoying Bradman this season. I've been a big fan. He's been half the reason I tune in to watch these nights. I watched them last week and I quite enjoyed that because it was against the Bunnies. So it was just, what's the word? Free-flowing footy. No defense. All offense. Looked like some college football, ladies and gentlemen. It was good fun. And with Bradman Best back, you want to say that, with Best back, they're going to be here above the Titans. But we had this issue earlier on in the season. Best, Ponga, and I said it last week, right? There's not enough ball to go around. There's one ball, 13 players. Who gets that ball? Apparently not Ponga. Last week he did, but he lines up on that left edge and they shift it. He's on the opposite edge too, Bradman? Or is Bradman Ponga same edge? No, they are on the same edge.
Well, Ponga's he's the one that swings, right? From fullback.
Yeah.
So there's times where he's on his side and times where he's just on the other side.
Well, no, because when he lines up left edge, that's his favourite to attack. So he's always lining up down the left for a set play, and then they shift to the other side.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, that is,
It's Bradman's corner, eh? Oh, well, then maybe they can figure it out. Maybe Ponga runs a few decoy lines, Bradman runs a few decoy, and, they can either get tries themselves or spread it wide to Marju. So, hey, you were talking about first try scorer. It might just be Greg Marju, or it could be the try-scoring machine, Alofiana Khan-Pereira. It's not about whether or not he's going to be an anytime try scorer. It's whether or not he's getting 1, 2, or 3 tries, ladies and gentlemen. He has been hot commodity this season, and he is why I kept him in my Titans rebuild on Tuesday's episode. If you haven't heard that, you go back and listen to it. Get a quick update on all the teams. We do a My GM series, so go and check that out. It's on our Tuesday episode. Man, I don't know. Titans have been up and down this season, but the past 2 weeks have taken a butt kicking. This could be the week that they turn things around because, they're good to turn things around. I do feel like David Fafita gets hard done by. Everyone blames him for the reason they don't lose. And it's weird, right? Not many other teams, like when the Broncos lose, the blame doesn't go on Payne or Patrick. The blame goes on Reese. The blame goes on Selwyn. The blame goes on Adam, Ezra. Those players that are within the spine sort of thing. You never see like an edge player, an edge back rower, get as much blame for losing as much as David Fafita does. I don't think there's ever been a time when the Warriors lose and they blame it on Capel. I don't remember a time the Panthers lose and they blame it on, what's his name? Liam Martin. The Roosters don't blame their losses on Angus Crichton. The Bunnies, not on Keon and Cam. It's always Latrell, Cody. It's normally spine players. So for the Titans, he gets hard done by, but I guess he's got broad shoulders. He kind of just brushes it off. And another piece of media I seen the other day was, people are getting pissed off that David Fafita doesn't front up to media anymore, and neither does Reece Walsh. I don't think they've had media interviews for a while now, and all players are supposed to make themselves available, or teams are supposed to make these players available X amount of times per year. But it's like, why when the media always want to ask the same stupid questions and it's never relevant to the game at hand nor to the players' playing capability. It's always some off-field drama or some bullshit that doesn't matter or some storyline that they're trying to create for some clickbait. We've seen Dan Gagai in some scintillating form this season. Fletcher Sharp has come out of nowhere and he sort of put his stamp on the game saying, look at me, I'm a player. Who was that guy that was in the middle of the year? He had like a 3-try scoring game. He played fullback during Kalen's injury. He was this thing, and then now he's off to Super League. Armstrong?
David Armstrong?
Yeah, that's him, mate. Yeah, David Armstrong. Bro, he's what they thought, like, Fletcher Sharp is what they thought David Armstrong was going to be, and then Armstrong said he didn't want to play in Newcastle. Now he's off to Super League, and Fletcher Sharp about to get that money. Yeah. So shout out to him. I don't know, man. You're going a team with momentum, a team that's also pushing towards the finals versus a team that's kind of out and out. They're just playing for fun now. They're just out there to do the best job they can to try and get selection for the international jerseys that are getting handed out at the end of this season. So stay tuned. We have that episode coming up shortly as well. So for those players like, Keanu Kinney, he's trying to put his hand up to get their Kiwis jumper, even though Stacey probably picked Chance, even though Keanu Kinney's probably the best New Zealand eligible fullback available that isn't Joey Manu. Jojo Fafita's had a good season. I don't know who Olofiana Khan-Pereira plays for, Samoa or Tonga? I know he's like Pakistani mix with one of the Polynesian islands. So, these players have opportunities now to put their hand up for rep footy, and this is the time to perform. The TAB has the Newcastle Knights as the ultimate favourite at $1.35 to the Gold Coast Titans head-to-head at $3.30. The line is 9.5. Knights unders $1.90. Titans also $1.90. Winning margin, Knights by 1 to 12 is $3. 13 plus is $2.25. Titans 1 to 12 is $4.20, and Titans 13 plus is $7.75. Look, the Titans can score. They put 66 points on the Warriors. We know that they can score. They put quite a bit on the Broncos too, if I remember, maybe 30, 40 points on the Broncos. So they know how to score points. But the Knights also know how to defend. And for some of these Newcastle Knights, do they have a home game next week? The Knights?
Not too sure.
Let me just double check real quick. Where is the Knights? The hell does a Knight look like? K. There. Who do they have in the last week? Also, they do have one more home game to round it. I was going to say, because this is nearing the end of Saifiti's time with the Knights. So they definitely want to sort of send him out on a high. They want to wrap Kalen's season on a high. And, Dan Gagai, they really want to finish on a high. So I've got Newcastle 1 to 12. I do think the Titans can win. And if they do, I think it will be 1 to 12. I was going to put it on because, 420, LOL. But I'm going Newcastle Knights. Should I just change it just for the lols? Nah. I'm going to go with the Newcastle Knights. 1 to 12, $3. What's your picks for this game?
I am going with the Titans to end the Knights season. I'm predicting the upset.
Oh.
Yeah.
What, 420?
Yeah, well, I don't see them winning 13 plus.
Nah.
So I'm more than happy to back the Gold Coast Titans to win 1 to 12 on that $420 bet.
Hey, for the stoners out there.
Yeah. We're there for it. Do you know if Sam did the last game?
Let me pull it up. Who was it? Roosters Raiders. Yeah, man, he wrote a bit of a spiel.
Let it rip.
All right, so Roosters v Raiders. Roosters missing Jared Wadia-Hargreaves off that head high tackle from last week, and he did plead guilty early, so he comes back in the first round of the finals, which is a huge boost for them. Suali'i is also out, but welcome back Smith and Watson and Jennings in to replace Suali'i. What a season Michael's having, eh? I feel like it's been a while since we've seen and heard from him, obviously, but it's good to see some of those old dogs still out there. He's from like that Jared Hayne era, so it's good to see him still going hard. Kevin is named on the bench. Is he on the bench or in the reserves? That's not the bench. It's the reserves. Also, Nat Butcher is at lock. Do we reckon Connor Watson shifts up on game day into that lock and Nat Butcher comes down into the reserves?
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think anyway. He hasn't put that. I'm just questioning. But yes, that is interesting to note that the reserves do have that rugby player, Kevin. Can you say his last name? No, it's Mark. Why did I say Kevin? I don't know.
Nah, I can't. Yeah. Nawakani Tawase.
Nawakana Tiwase. Mark Nawakana Kanitawase. Nawakanitawase.
I don't even know if that's how you say it, but
Neither. Hopefully we get him on the show sometime. Simi Sasagi. Yeah, that's a name. Che, put on a churchage. Put it on a churchage. Back to this. What does he put? But tough to see him making the game day squad with the Roosters' favourites. Oh, this is Mark, by the way. To keep the second spot and a home final with a chance of a home semi. Raiders are unchanged, however, have Horsburgh moves to the what? However, have Horsburgh moved to the bench and Popper to start. Okay, cool. The Raiders have been a little too inconsistent this season, while the Roosters have been firing. But I think this is still a game that could go close or could be a Roosters blowout. That's not helpful. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Of course, the game is either going to be close or it's going to be a blowout. Like, there's no in between. Like, gee, have you ever had a close blowout? It's either close or a blowout. Sam, don't you ever write could be close or could be a blowout. It's like saying it could be heads or tails when you flip a coin. Could be. Motherfucker. What did he put? What's his bet? What's the TAB going for that one? You read the TAB? And I'll find what his thing is. He's tipping Raiders to lose by 17 or less / potentially win. What the hell does that mean? Raiders to lose by 17 or less / potentially win by 17 or less. Bro, I'm confused by that. Look, Sam, hurry up and get well soon. Come back on here because my guy.
Oh man. Just looking at the TAB and how they've got it, they have it heavily one-sided to the Roosters, paying $1.16 for the win. The Raiders coming in at $5.40. They have the line at 15.5. That is the biggest line we have for the week.
Jeez.
Looking at margins now, if you're going for the Roosters, 1 to 12 is paying $3.30. 13 plus is $1.73. For the Raiders, 1 to 12 is $5.60. 13 plus is $13.
Yeah, look, I've got Roosters on mine, $1.73. 13 plus.
Yeah, that's what I've got as well. Yeah.
Yeah, see. So I'll quickly read out my head-to-head matchups. Well, it's, margins, but same concept. So I've just got Melbourne Storm, just outright winner. I couldn't decide whether or not they would win by heaps or win by a little bit, but I've got them to win nonetheless. Canterbury Bulldogs to win by 13 plus. I've got the Penny Panthers winning by 13 plus. I've got the Drizzy Dragons winning by 13 plus. I've got the Broncos 1 to 12. Cronulla Sharks 13 plus. Newcastle Knights 1 to 12. Sydney Roosters 13 plus. $10 on that brings you $16,587.40. But just remember, ladies and gentlemen, don't listen to me. I haven't won anything all season. I've got like worse winning odds than Drake. Drake has 17 wins, and I've got none. Just remember that.
I actually can't remember what I said during the podcast, but I know who I have to win. I picked the Storm because they're underdogs and they're never underdogs. I've picked my Bulldogs, Penrith to win quite comfortably. I've gone with the win-loss Dragons to get the job done. Gone with your Broncos, the Sharks to win against the Wars. I've picked the upset with the Titans to end the night season, and then I've picked the Roosters to give the Raiders a good old hiding.
Nice, that's the one. Now, we're heading into our final segment of the evening, Big Plays and Paydays, presented by Welch's Grape Drink. Welch's, sponsor Christian. Again, we're not actually sponsored by anyone. We're trying to, advertise products that we just want a sponsorship, all right? We just want a reason to turn the lights back on and not have to worry about how long we got the lights on for before someone cuts them off and we're kicked out of a building. We're not actually renting a building. We're doing it out of I have an office. He has a bedroom. You see his curtains. You see his clothing rack. You can make a difference. You can be that one that changes all of this. And you know how you can do that? By commenting, liking our posts, subscribing to our content, hit the bell notification, and the last one is share our content with friends and family and listen to it as often as possible. But back to our segment, Big Plays and Paydays. This big play and payday doesn't actually pay out as much as my head-to-head betting does. But this week I decided to give it to the Wahine, and the Wahine only. I've picked Jamie Chapman, anytime try scorer. Monique Donovan, anytime try scorer. Olivia Higgins, anytime try scorer. Stacey Waaka, anytime try scorer. And Jasmine Strange, anytime try scorer. $10 on that pays you $850.
Well, I have gone with a different sort of bet this week. I thought I'd go for try scores, but not just any time try scores. We are going with the first try score of each game. I originally did it for each game, and it came out to be like 63 million, which the TAB just won't even let you do. So I had to pull it back. I've gone with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games out of the 8. And this is how I've gone. It's not in any particular order, so if it doesn't follow the games played, it just is what it is. But I've gone with Dylan Watene-Zelezniak to score the first try in the Wars versus Sharks. Dominic Young to score the first try for the Roosters Raiders. We've gone with Turbo to score the first try in the Bulldogs Manly game. Whaolongo to open the scoring in the Melbourne Storm and Cowboys game. And in the last one, I've gone with Bradman Bess to get the first try in the Knights against Titans. Fana, you put $1 on that bet and all 5 of these guys score the first try in their respective games. We are talking a 6-figure return. $112,312.20.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a house deposit.
That is, that's a lot of fun. We're definitely going to that. Let's book the tickets now to Bulldogs Broncos next year. We're going.
We're going. Both games, and Las Vegas.
Yep.
Slammin' Sammy has got his big play and payday ready to go for us. Yes, he's messaging us from beyond the grave, ladies and gentlemen. Felt, anytime try scorer. Drinkwater, anytime try scorer. Saab, first, second, or third try scorer. Alamuti, anytime. Kenny who? Kenny, anytime try scorer. Is it Kenny?
How's it spelled?
Like redneck Kenny.
What, Kenny?
Yeah.
can't be Bromwich, surely not.
I think it might be. That's a random one. Tui Pelotu, more tries than Russell. Russell who? Russell Wilson.
Russell Packer, probably.
Who the hell is Russell? Anyway.
I don't know.
AKP and Sharp combined 3 tries. Oh, Alofiana Pereira. I was like, who the hell is AKP? Because he's just throwing LGBTQ pluses at us. Oh my goodness. I'm assuming it's $10. He just goes, pays out at $2,314.20. I don't know how much he put on. Again, Fano, this is what we have to deal with. This is what we have to deal with. We love you, Sam. I appreciate your input from beyond the grave. He's just getting roasted today, ladies and gentlemen, because he's not here. That's just what happens when you're not here. We're allowed to. You can't defend yourself. That's the best type. That about wraps up our show. I've had fun. I hope you've had fun. Like I said earlier, like, comment, subscribe. This is the practice run, the frontline pass to the harder sports action. We're nearing the end of the season. But that doesn't mean the action stops, ladies and gentlemen. We've got some off-season content coming for you. Sam wants to do some basketball stuff. So, yeah, we will figure it out. We will figure it out. But that's it from me, ladies and gentlemen. Take care. Thank you all to our listeners around the world, especially if you are still listening. We appreciate you so much. I'm going to throw it over to Tu for the final word.
Yes, and as always, we want to give a shout out to all of our listeners, both near and far. We really do appreciate the support here at the Practice Run. We are a community more than the channel. So if you want to be a part of our community, we're always looking for people. Feel free to join us. Hit us up. How do you do that? You've heard the man talk about it more than once on the show and on the shows coming in. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know how to find us. And we're just keen to let you be a part of the community. And if you don't like how any of us are talking or you want to support your team, even more reason to come on, because obviously, as you know, some teams just don't get love on this channel. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Okay, but look, I'm going to leave it there. It's been a long day. And we will see everyone next Tuesday. Hopefully Sam will be back where we can give a review of what's shaping up to be an important round for a couple games in particular. But until then, whānau, everyone be safe. We will see you when we see you. Cheer to the cheer. Mā te wā.